Welcome back to the channel. My name is Douglas, and in today's video, I'm going to be comparing my NORD Stage 4 with my NORD Grand 2 and be talking about why you would maybe get the NORD Stage 4 over the NORD Grand 2 or vice versa. What are these built for? What are the similarities? What are the differences? And what would make you go one way or another? If you're looking to buy one of these amazing keyboards, I own both. I bought both. This is not a sponsored video. I absolutely love both of these for different reasons, and I'll get into that in this video. So first off, let's talk sounds, because I think that's an important thing to highlight here, is that the NORD Stage 4 and the NORD Grand 2 both take advantage of NORD's piano sound library, which means the piano sounds in both of these and the EPs, they're essentially the same exact sounds in both boards because they're leveraging the same library from NORD. The amazing part is when NORD releases a new piano, it's compatible with both of these. Both of these also have the NORD sample library. They're compatible with all the samples in there. They both have compatibility with version 4 of the NORD sample library, which takes advantage of some release sample technology as well. So again, similarities on the sound. Where they start to deviate a little bit is the NORD Stage 4 has a full organ engine, and it also has a full synth engine. So that's where these start to deviate, is in organs and synths. So I've got program A83 tines layer pulled up on the NORD Stage 4. I have both of these plugged in with NORD triple pedal 2s, so I just need to make sure I'm hitting the right sustain pedal when I play these. And then audio-wise, I'm going out of outputs 1 and 2 on the NORD Stage 4, same 1 and 2 on the NORD Grand 2. Both of those stereo outputs going into my Focusrite 8i6 audio interface, raw into the line inputs in the back, going into Pro Tools that I'm recording this, adding no extra effects in post-processing, dumping it out, matching the audio with my voice audio in the video, and that's all I'm doing there. So let's check this out. A83, this is a tines layer. It's using the DX7 full tines EP sound. And then on the NORD Grand 2, I've got this really nice B54. It's called 80s Wash, and it's utilizing the EP9 Stockholm EP. So when we talk about sounds, again, NORD piano library, NORD sample library, NORD piano library, NORD sample library. Let's just bump back to a white grand and I'm gonna play both of those, just show you how these really are essentially the same thing. So this is A11 on the NORD Grand 2, which is a white grand. I'm gonna throw just a touch of stage reverb, maybe 3.5 on a stage reverb. On the NORD Stage 4, we're gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna do just a 3.5 on the stage reverb there, nothing else. So again, and then on the NORD Grand 2. Same piano sound and a lot of the same effects. Now, the NORD Stage 4 does have some additional effect capability than the NORD Grand 2, but not by a whole lot. With the NORD Grand 2, they really upgraded the effect section, allowing you to put that on the different layers independently. So I've got a full detailed review of the NORD Grand 2. If you're curious, you can check that out here. I also have many videos, I think over 60 on the NORD Stage 4. You can check that out here as well for the detailed review of the NORD Stage 4. Both of these are incredibly capable keyboards. So let's talk about some of the differences. So NORD Grand 2 has 2 piano layers, 2 sample synth layers. So now the way that the NORD Grand 2 does synths is it gives you a little bit of capability. You can adjust the attack, the decay, the release of the samples. You can take advantage of glide, which allows you to glide between samples. So if I turn glide on, I can turn that on here. So similar to what you'd get in a true synth with that glide functionality, you can do that with the samples. So they brought just a few different synth type features into the NORD Grand 2, which while we'll talk market here in a minute and audience and who these are for, but I think bringing that into the NORD Grand 2 widens that audience a little bit in which the NORD Grand 2 kind of applies to. So again, 2 piano layers, 2 sample synth layers, each with independent effects. NORD Stage 4, 2 piano layers, so same thing on the pianos. And then we get 3 synth layers. And the synth layers on the NORD Stage 4 could be sample synth layers or true synth engine synth, because the NORD Stage 4 has that true synth engine in there. Now we get that 3rd layer, which does help a lot when building programs, when you want something that sounds really full and robust. But having 2 independent layers on the NORD Grand 2 gives you a lot of capability. Now, when it comes to organs, the NORD Stage 4 has amazing B3s. You don't get B3s on the NORD Grand 2. I think about the best that you can get with organs is pipe organ. So you've got those are literally the only 4 programs on the NORD Grand 2 in the organ category. So really pretty much non-existent when it comes to organs. I think you'll get, actually there's 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5. Pretty decent pipe organ, but that's it. There's really not much in the way of organs like there is on the NORD Stage 4. So we also have a couple of smaller differences here that I think it's worth highlighting. They both have live mode. Neither of them have song mode. So same features there, but on the NORD Stage 4, you get 8 program buttons, and those also act as the live mode program slot. So you have 8 live mode programs. On the NORD Grand 2, you have 6. So you're down 2 from the NORD Stage 4. Also, when it comes to some of the features within the program section, you have a lot more ability in the NORD Stage 4 for copying and pasting, doing different layer initializations. And on the NORD Grand 2, there's no copy and paste. There's only a program initialize, which just does everything. You don't have individual layer initializations. And then you don't have a preset library on the NORD Grand 2 like you do on the NORD Stage 4, which gives you the ability to take one of your sections and call up presets that are built for that section rather than a program, which is your entire keyboard. So you've got a lot of different programs in both of these, but in the NORD Stage 4, you could say, I want to keep what I have in my piano section. I want to bring in a preset into my synth section. You can do that with the preset library on the NORD Stage 4. You also have on the inputs and outputs, you have some additional pedal inputs as well as some additional audio outputs on the NORD Stage 4. So routing wise and device wise, you've got a little bit more capability on the NORD Stage 4. One big thing to highlight, and this kind of irritated me a little bit, but I'm over it because the audience, again, keeping in mind, and we'll talk again about that in a minute, but who are these for? The NORD Grand 2 does not support pitch or modulation. So on the NORD Grand 2, there is no pitch knuckle like we have up here or stone wheel that we've got for the modulation. On the NORD Grand 2, none of that. It also doesn't support those messages over MIDI. So if you plug a MIDI controller into the NORD Grand 2 and it has a pitch and modulation wheel on it, they will not work with the NORD Grand 2. I've tried some workarounds and things to get around it, and it just doesn't support those message types. So unfortunately, with the NORD Grand 2, the only sort of ability to change pitch you have is in the vibrato feature, which there is a button on the NORD Grand 2 that you can press to initiate the vibrato. So here, It's not really very prevalent with an organ, but let's just grab something like a jazz guitar. So similar to a modulation wheel, we've got that functionality. And then with the glide, you can get a little bit of pitch, but it's really not as controllable as the pitch wheel or the pitch stick, which you wouldn't use on a B3 organ, but just to demonstrate that there. So again, pitch and modulation not supported on the NORD Grand 2. So if that's an important thing to you, then it's clear the NORD Stage 4 is the one for you. So before we talk about audience, I want to talk about one more thing, and that's key feel, because I have both of the 88 versions. There's only one version of the NORD Grand 2. It's 88 Kawaii Action. It's beautiful. I've played this alongside other digital pianos, and I prefer this over those. It's a beautiful action. The NORD Stage 4, I have the 88 weighted version. It's a little lighter and a little faster. It's got a little bit more rounding on the corners of the keys, which makes it nice. I can play organs on this, whereas I wouldn't really want to play organs on the keys on the NORD Grand 2. They're a bit more like an acoustic piano than the NORD Stage 4. NORD Stage 4, more utility, and I love this. I think it's perfect for playing on stage where I'm playing a mix of different instruments. And so key feel wise may affect which way you lean. So price difference, and then we'll talk audience. So the price of the NORD Grand 2, I think it lands somewhere right around the $4,500 US price point. The NORD Stage 4, I think is around $5,600 US at the time of making this video. So a little more than $1,000 more for the 88 key version of the NORD Stage 4. So let's talk about who these might be for. The more I play the NORD Grand 2, the more I think this is the perfect option for those of you who don't care about the B3s and don't care about the true synth engine. Maybe you already have a Wave 2. You don't need another Wave 2. Or you have some other synthesizers, or you don't play synthesizers at all. You want something that's going to be amazing for piano, has a lot of capability around layering in strings and synth pads and other samples into that. The ability to build programs is great. And the programs that come from the factory with the NORD Grand 2 are great as well. Different than what you get on the NORD Stage 4 just because of kind of the difference in functionality and sound sections. And then the NORD Stage 4, especially if you're a traveling musician, because the NORD Grand 2 is quite a bit heavier. And you can tell it's just a beefier instrument. The NORD Stage 4 is gonna give you the ability, obviously, to do the B3s, the true synth engine, a little bit more functionality on the layering and the effects, and just overall a little bit more of a robust keyboard. If you're a touring musician, I think it's a no-brainer. Actually, if you're traveling at all, you're lugging these around, I would lean towards spending the extra on the NORD Stage 4. Even if you don't really care about the organ and the synth, the NORD Grand 2, I've played it on stage just a little bit, and it's kind of inconvenient to lug around. It's just heavy, and although I do like having a flat surface up here for another small keyboard or something like that, it's just not really built for traveling around and bringing around on stage. And so audience-wise, again, I think the NORD Grand 2 is that perfect digital piano for at home. You can get the really nice wooden cabinet, music stand, the speakers that attach right to it, and it makes for a really beautiful digital piano home package, as well as I think this is great in the studio as well, because you get all of the NORD piano library, NORD sample library, which are amazing sounds. And then the NORD Stage 4, I got this first before the NORD Grand 2. And if I had to choose one or the other, I would go with the NORD Stage 4, primarily because I like having the organs, the true synth engine, and the utility 88 weighted keys. For me, as a musician, they just fit what I do a little bit better. I wanted to play you just a few programs from each of these before we wrap up this video. I'm just going to scroll randomly, hit some programs, because the programs are another area that are going to differ, because the programs on the NORD Stage 4 are built for the NORD Stage 4. Same with the NORD Grand 2. They're kind of built using the features that you have within each of these keyboards. So they're going to be a little bit different across those. What you can get with those are going to be a little bit different. And if you're curious on how to use the NORD Grand 2, I have a masterclass video training course. You can check out the video for that here. I'll put a link in the description. If you just got this and you want to know from start to finish how to use every feature on this keyboard, I go through all of that, including a lot of practical examples on how to use these features in context of real world scenarios. So let's play a few programs here. I'm just going to scroll to some random programs here. Oh, the felt upright. If you're looking for sound packs with pre-made programs, I have a worship sound pack and a string sound pack for the NORD Stage 4. You can get those on my website, DSoundman.com. Grab. I really like the Pearl Upright. We have that here as well. Let's grab a couple of programs here on the NORD Grand 2. I really like A66 Pearl Drops. Really good example of that synth engine giving you some additional synthesizer type sound in here. So to recap on NORD Stage 4 versus NORD Grand 2, hopefully this helps highlight some of the similarities, but also some of the differences of these two keyboards. I think they have different uses. If I had to choose one, again, I'd spend a little bit more, get the NORD Stage 4. The NORD Grand 2 though, I would put this in my house, and this would be my digital piano for my house. It's a perfect rehearsal piano. It's perfect for just playing around, getting ideas down, and it's really an amazing digital piano with a lot of functionality that's kind of passed down from the NORD Stage 4 into here. And so while I wouldn't be able to do everything I need to do on here because I do play B3s, I could do the majority of what I need to do, especially in church, where I play a little bit less of the organ, more piano, string, synth pad type stuff. I could get along well with the NORD Grand 2 in that sort of a situation. So let me know what you think down in the comments below, or if you have any questions about either of these. I'm going to be comparing the NORD Grand 2 to the Yamaha YC because I have a YC88 in my studio here. So be on the lookout for that. If you've got any questions, again, throw those down in the comments below. Thanks for watching, stay inspired, and keep making that music.